Shoot.
Yeah, it just said I got the request, but then it said it's stopped. Okay.
Because it'll tell me. I may end up lagging, but still. Or it may end up being choppy or whatever, but still.
Yeah.
Internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay.
Yeah. Right now I have 349,000 again.
Wow.
In in the uh in the dollars.
Let's see.
Ooh, I like that with the lightning bolt. Even though it's
Oh,
yellow, which is good.
broadcast settings. Invite players. Come on.
Oh, whoa!
What?
I got an I got an imperial. I changed my life. I changed my life.
I sent you a broadcast invite. That way you can see. That way it doesn't kick us. If I did it the other way, it would have kicked us into a separate party. Hello, bro.
Okay, do I hit start game?
Not start game. Just you should have it. Yeah, it should allow you to
Oh
go in.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh, I see it.
Yeah, that
I just spoke.
you're able to see.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay,
Oh, cool.
here you go. This is gonna give you an idea.
Yeah, yeah. We just.
And we just had a little bit of an issue there.
Okay, but yeah. Oh, we lost Will.
Yeah, and he's just having a little bit of it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know because I've actually been doing the race. Uh, uh,
Yeah, I could just pretty much show you,
been doing.
show you how I do everything. Yeah, I try to usually avoid these jumps because if you avoid them, you have a better chance of. Uh,
Okay, okay, that's what making my mistake. If I'm going to hit the jump,
yeah, hitting the
trying
jumps.
to move ahead, trying to move ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hit
Okay, I get you now.
pretty
That's what I
much.
did with. That's what I did with Geo.
Yeah, pretty much. You want to hit the. You want to avoid the jumps as much as possible unless you're forced to. Like that.
Oh,
Like that one jump with the two boats close to. together and it's kind of blocking the rest of it, your path off.
Yeah.
You have to go over that to jump. But
Yeah.
when you got where you can actually see the where you can actually see that there's a different path beside the jump, and that way you don't have to
Right.
go through. It just avoid those.
Yeah. Plus, also, when I get some money, I kind of gotta get a different controller because my left analog stick,
Yeah.
the rubber came off.
Uh, and you don't have to actually buy another controller. Just buy the
Oh.
rubber.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
GameStop
I
has
thought.
those.
Yeah, 'cause I gotta get that. That's something I gotta get.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Phil.
hey, hey, Phil. You've got to see my new car. You will love it.
Come on, push it to the limit.
You've
Do
got to
what?
see.
Isn't this better than driving on roads?
Let's just say I got the Imperial. I have an Imperial car. Let's just say I beat Tio.
Ah, come
Yeah,
on.
I took it. I took his charm.
What are you,
Yeah, I
afraid you're
got
gonna
a
sink? Come on.
stormtrooper. Cause I'm already doing. Ah, too much has happened. So, but yeah, I got the P1 finally. Oh, and I got the pin for it too.
Yeah.
I got all the Maseratis in now. Oh, not the Maseratis, the
McLaren's.
McLarens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing too. That you want to with the monster truck, you want to make sure that you're not going or pressing down, because that
Okay.
and if you're going over jumps or bumps and stuff, that could really mess you up.
Right. Yeah.
And and
Hey,
yeah.
but yeah, I want to race. I want to try this new car out. Literally, I want to test that car out.
I could definitely do that.
But you want to know what it's running at?
What?
My horsepower is 1,012
Where's
at 278.
that actually helped me with the that race actually helped me quite a bit because now I got my proto uh, leopard up to 74.
Oh, that's why I'm running crappy, as I call it, or crappy.
Yeah, it takes a little bit for you to get it.
Yeah, but it's already at 320. I've got one green part. But yeah, but let's just say I am running. I've already topped that thing Oh,
by getting right back out there and one heck of a new ride. Check back at the barn and you'll
Right.
see what I mean.
First to congratulate you indeed. I
but
hate
yeah, it's
losing,
now
but
got
when it's to a friend who
3 of
puts on a
the
show like that, all I can say is bravo.
ultimates
Now
already
grab your new
unlocked.
ride and get back out there fast so I can whoop your ass
Whoa!
properly.
Whoa! Whoa! I just jumped that thing.
Okay. I'm gonna switch over to one of my hypercars, and I can let you test out your P1.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys talk to Sunny yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. I found out something last night.
Yeah, Phil. I'll. I mean, then she ain't gonna be able to even use. I'd rather have her do that because I mean, it's better than trying to just directly send it back to Dell and ask for either your money back or get a new one. Because more likely they'll probably just try and fix it and then send it back to you.
Hey, Curtis.
And that's why I was saying your best bet is to actually allow or have her accept that, because I can send it back to her once it's all done. I've done it. I pretty much sent one laptop to my ex before. Yeah, I know. Uh,
Hey, Curtis.
you know, I just I see it as it's better for her to do that. I well, it's more to me. It's more along the lines of Windows. It's not really that. Plus you remember how uh, she had the issue with what was it with it locking up or like freezing up while going through the whole setup process with Windows, setting it up and everything. That concerns me. That concerns me because yeah, but it sat there for like hours, from what I would remember. She told me like the next day after doing that it finally got through.
What do you think, Curtis?
It just pretty much took a long time.
What do you think, Curtis?
It is. It's just sometimes I mean for internet you can even have spotty internet and it can corrupt Windows because it does pull certain information and stuff from the internet while doing the setup. I mean, I'd rather have it where we install it full, like do a wipe and then a clean install. Because it seems like full wipe pretty much means erase everything, including the pre-installed Windows software that she originally had. They ain't really, they ain't really that. Backing things up, it actually means erasing everything. If she has like any pictures of music that she wants to save, then you would use the flash drive or something like that to pull all of that. But if it's like programs and stuff, that all has to be reinstalled. So because I pretty much had an issue with sometimes having issues with certain things is what's causing some stuff. But right, if you do a full wipe, it pretty much erases Windows and erases everything else. You know the flash drive that you were looking for? You have to, you pretty much download the media creation tool and have, tell it to do like a create ISO file or whatever on the window that flash drive. Pretty much up downloading. It downloads the ISO file and then uh, creates like a bootable drive where you pretty much boot into that flash drive to reinstall Windows. That's the better option. Plus it removes everything, include whatever was whatever's installed through Dell. It removes it. That way, but then after that, you'd have to go to Dell's support website, the same one that we did before, and try to download all that stuff. You'd have to do that, go through that way to reinstall all the drivers, and then also reinstall the applications and stuff that came through. Is that that gives Windows a better chance of working and having nothing go wrong. Yeah, right, each pretty much pretty much like the laptop that I use right now. That when my brother first got it had pre-installed apps and stuff that came from Acer, and I've had to we pretty much had to completely reinstall or wipe the solid state drive and reinstall Windows that way. Yeah, it kind of hurt because Greg said that you don't want to do that constantly because it can hurt the solid state drive. But that solid state drive should be fine for now. If she starts to if she like say, if she starts to experience problems with things, like updates not going through or things getting corrupt, then that solid state drive may be a problem. But it shouldn't. It's a brand new, should be a brand new. It's a 2020 version, so which there's a you know
fascinating. But as far as the RTD, we're okay. I'm okay with that. Here she is. It's not a big problem. Um, but if anything else should come up on the horizon, that's when we should probably look at it. Getting wiping the computer clean and reinstalling it.
Yeah.
Might be my suggestion. As as for now, let's just see how things go. If something else does end up arising, we do have warranty, so plenty of time to repair it should need that. It is a possibility, of course. This situation is a faulty brand, possibly. If if it comes to that,
Right.
we may send for possibly a different, if we can, possibly a different PC. I don't know how warranties go, but I'm sure that if this falls within the pricing that we have.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, if it comes down to it, I'll in which she made. She just really wants something that can play the things that she can play with just one hand. And
Yeah,
Rocket League she can play with one hand unless she has a certain special mouse. And I really don't think that there would be any other game that could support something like that. So, I mean, if it really comes down to it, I could just uh, really wipe the laptop that I got and then maybe send it off to her. She could just take the Acer that I got, which is a this one does have a this one does have a backlit keyboard that's just white. It doesn't have anything to do with RGB and whatnot. This laptop it had been finicky from before, but so far with the drivers it's been fine. And I've had no issues with it, and I think if she had this laptop, she would do just fine. And I mean, we could just swap, and she would have a computer. Yeah,
it's doing just fine. The drivers seem to be okay. Everything seems to be going fine. It must have been the computer in a way. Let's just say it was just having some first time getting started, which once we sort of get rid of that, it should get just fine.
yeah.
I think computers have those first time jitters when you start it up with a brand new PC.
It depends. I know for a fact that it really could be, um, and because the laptops that I've had to deal with like uh, restores or even first time computers, I've had no problems with them when they first start up, and I go through the whole setup process. And it's just I've had no problems. There's no jitteriness or glitchiness, and they're always working just fine. Uh,
Hmm.
my parents have had that laptops would run just fine on the first boot up, but then gradually start to get worse the longer that they have them. Like the
Dell
HP that my brother used to have.
Dell used to have.
Yeah.
I know that in certain Dell computers the RAMs are certain RAMs will malfunctioning pretty badly, even after a year of owning it. Even after 6 months of owning it.
Yeah, I've heard things. Dell malfunctioning.
Right.